record this puppy so we can share it with everyone. But yeah, so let's just take a minute to before we start the call to let go of whatever you need to let go of from today or this week, and just leave it wherever you gotta leave it. Just acknowledge for a moment that you are exactly on the path where you're supposed to be. What if right now everything that's happened in the last day, week, month, year is leading you up to exactly where you're supposed to go to learn the lessons that you have to learn in order to live super awesome life. So we just get to get grateful for the challenges, and then also really grateful for the awesomeness and the learning and the growing. So let's start off with some wins. What are you guys excited about this week? What maybe started to feel a little bit more in flow this past week? The funny thing about wins is sometimes the win is the fact that it doesn't feel like work anymore. And so we don't feel like it's a win because it's easier. Right? A lot of the girls coming into Thrive, speaking of Thrive, hi, Mindy. A lot of the girls coming into Thrive, they're like, well, I feel like I'm running out of wins because everything is just sort of starting to feel like my life. And that's the funny thing, because the win is the fact that you don't have to think about it anymore. Right? So what for you guys this week has been a win? Something that feels like flow, something you're proud of, something you overcame. What you got? Liz looks like she had something and then maybe lost it.
Well, I'm proud that I'm starting Thrive.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out what my project is going to be.
Okay.
And I try not to overwhelm myself because I want it to be a win.
How about the fact that you made Thrive happen? I know that you had you were like, okay, I gotta really decide, am I gonna take this next year and really pour myself into this? And you did some hard thinking and you reached out to some people that were like, dude, fucking change your life. And you chose to.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big win. I love it. Yeah. Next year of your life. Oh.
Chrissy owns it.
Yes. Love it. Any other wins you want to share, Liz?
No, I'm taking care of my health right now, so I'm really happy about that, and I'm hoping that it's going to help turn some things around, give me more energy.
Yeah, and it will, right? Over time, those little things, right? Got to put them in place.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Who else wins for this week?
I've got quite a long list.
Yes.
I'll try and keep it short. But speaking of taking care of health, my health issues will be starting to be taken care of this week with a colonoscopy Friday morning. Yay. And possibly a fairly major surgery after that. But one step at a time, and I'm not anxious for it. I'm anxious in a good way for it because I need answers. I'm tired of gut distress despite all the good stuff. I got to the gym this morning despite trying to talk myself out of it again and again and again and again. I am learning to trust the process more and letting go of the number on the scale.
Yes.
That's a hard one for me because it's been a lifelong of daily, sometimes several times a day on the scale.
Yep. What have you been saying to yourself? What has been the conversation shift?
That first of all, it's too early to tell because my weight has gone up a little bit, but I attribute a lot of that to just muscle swollenness and extra water.
Yep.
And so it's just too early to tell.
Yep.
And that's
what, week 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that funny? It's I'm really working on letting go of the scale. I've been at this for 13 days. Aren't we so funny?
Did I mention that I have unrealistic expectations? If you read my homework, you would have seen that in there, or a couple of my posts anyway.
Right? Congratulations, human in the world that we live in today.
I've been programmed for 40, probably the better part of 46 years. So that, thin is where it's at, and it's a number on the scale. I've increased my weight on my single leg deadlifts twice already. I got up to 15 pounds today, which doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I'm trying not to jump in full force and hurt myself like I normally do.
Yes, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
I'm working more on form and technique for things like push-ups and dips instead of trying to crank out as many as I can in the worst possible way, and hurting myself because I've got shoulder damage that has been healed that I could easily undo.
Yep.
And I pinned down my last of 10 interviews for my dissertation study for tomorrow afternoon at 5:30, which means I will be done with my data collection.
Awesome.
And I can start typing up the transcripts and draft up chapters 4 and 5 and one step closer.
Yes, baby steps, right? Like all of this, like everything that you've said, all has one theme, and it is small, incremental, patient steps of progress. It is the only way to get there.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. Patience needs to be tattooed everywhere on my body.
Yes. Right? I mean, if you think about it, like we live in this world where we want everything right now. And we live in this world where everyone tells you that you can have everything right now. And it's a lie. Like it is a lie. Right? And so that's so much of what this program is. It's about like deprogramming that instant gratification diet or mindset, because it serves a lot of people in having you spend money with them to like buy things, right? But what it doesn't do is actually serve you with the results that you want, you know? And that's something that I was really committed with this program, was like, I'm going to straight up fucking tell you how slow this thing's going to go. I will not disillusion you, but I will teach you how to be patient along the way.
That's hard. That's a hard one.
And my thing that I keep coming back to with trusting the process is I got to keep looking at my sobriety. It took me 9.5 years. I'm still sober, and it was not an overnight change. It's a daily mindful exercise to keep my sobriety, and it's going to be the same with this.
Yeah. Anything we want over time, it takes conscious effort, right? Conscious thought to really make it a reality. Yeah. Awesome. I love it. Good job, Boo. That's a big week too. Awesome. Mindy, what about you, my friend?
So actually, this has been a very good day for me. I know we're talking more about within this last week, but so I was in San Francisco this last weekend, and I've not been weighing myself because that was a mental downfall for me. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get this morning, and I'm just gonna check it. I'll check it once, and I'll put the scale back just so I kind of know where I'm at. I wasn't stressing over what I ate. I was very much vegetable heavy, you know, and my brother would be like, we're having hamburgers. And I'm like, and salad and vegetables, please. Like, I need something. Because otherwise I do focus on the wrong foods. You know, I don't want to hate eating the wrong foods. I want to eat them right, you know, the right way. But I didn't gain. And so I really felt like, wow, like, okay, I'm actually getting this. Like I was making the right decisions. My sister-in-law is like super Italian. So like, wine every meal, you know, and I'm just like, good God, is it like even noon yet? What are we doing, you know? And so,
that was my weekend too.
Put a little water in there. It's not noon yet. Gotta have some water in my wine. Yeah. So, but it was easy, you know, and I don't drink wine very often. So to drink it slow, just have one. Everyone else is having 4. It's just not a big deal. Like, yep. I don't know. It was super easy for me. And then today, you know what? I didn't realize how far behind I was on my homework, because in Thrive, it wasn't weekly like you had it in KCRT. So, yeah. And so now that it's that way, I'm like, oh, crap. I am like, better start project 2 because it's just finishing, you know, like, okay. So I had some like real moments today. Like one point I was like, you know, kind of like teary, like, wow, like I'm learning these things. I don't hate food anymore. The whole relationship with food, like writing the letter to like about food, like that was really good for me, because it just feel like I don't associate food with fat anymore. And growing up, it was like my dad would always tell me I'm fat, you know, oh, you know, why are you gaining weight? Like you're getting so big. Yet he had the shittiest food in his house. Like, here, eat this, eat that. And it's like, I hate you, like on so many levels, like deep down, I emotionally hate you, but this is whatever. You're the one that's like controlling the up and the down. Could you just pick one? Because I can deal with the other. But
Yeah.
I'm finally at a place where it's like I can control both of those now, the up and the down, especially with like social media and all these stupid freaking ads that are like, Shark Tank took this freaking diet pill and everybody's like losing all the weight. Well, that's bullshit, because why is the whole not America on it and everybody's like 5 pounds, right? So
Yeah.
I just have to remember it's instant gratification that I'm looking for. It's not going to happen. That's the only reason that pill is there, is to just play my mind, take my money, let it go.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't even care about that stuff anymore. And like, I love it. Like, I don't feel huge. I am still running. I'm going to start picking up weights now again more, because I've gotten back into the rhythm of the running that I want. So now I'm like, okay, I'll incorporate back the other. And I'm happy. Like, I'm just genuinely freaking happy this week.
And isn't that so funny? Like, so many people chase skinny because they think it equals happy.
Right.
And the reality is that happy, we've collapsed them together. And like happy is like doing good things for yourself, making great choices, doing what feels good, having moderation, honoring the process. Like, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, because mental for me is hard. That's my biggest thing. I get down on myself all the time, and it's like, why? Just like,
yeah. It's so true. It's so true. Oh, I'm so proud of you. And I love the thing you said too, because I actually took it on this weekend too, because I was with my family, and it was wine every night. And I always ask, I'm like, can we have big salad with dinner? And like, I will eat most of the salad, and they just laugh at me because I love eating food. I love eating big quantities of food. I just fucking love it. I just want to eat. So like, I'll eat these just huge salads with like 4 Lamburger sliders, right? Yeah. Whereas my brother will have like 7 Lamburger sliders. I'll have 4, and I'll have this big fat ass salad and 2 glasses of wine instead of 7 glasses of wine. And that really is what maintenance looks like.
Yeah.
Right? You have your times where you're hard charging it, you're losing. And then you have times where you're just maintaining, right? And balancing kind of between those two is sort of what ends up being life. Right? Like for me, I feel like during the weeks, I'm always kind of doing a little bit of that like lower cal lean out. So I can on my weekends just fuck around.
Yeah.
So good for you, dude. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. So what about like challenges? I feel like you guys have kind of sprinkled some challenges in there, but is there anything that you want any specific like coaching or support on? Like Liz, I know you said you're kind of trying to work through this project a little bit. Like, do you want some support with that?
Yeah, because I'm not sure where, I went and watched the videos, and I've figured out, my calories, what I want to do for my workout. But, is it one overall project that I'm like focusing just like on health, or is it comprised of all these mini goals, kind of like what we did in the 12 weeks?
Yeah, great question.
And I'm just like, I don't know, so I'm getting paralyzed.
Yeah.
And, like,
and that's why we're here. So that's a great question, and the answer is actually just yes. So
yes, what?
Yes to both. So because again, I'm teaching you how to make projects for life, right? How to like really split your year into quarters and pick a project. So sometimes your project might be, I want to have a health goal. Like maybe I want to, run a 5K or drop 5 pounds, or try this new lifting program, right? And you'll build your nutrition and fitness around that project, that single project. But maybe you also want to have a mindset project of like, there's this 2 books that I really want to read over the course of the next 12 weeks. And then what you do is you take the bigger goal and you set benchmarks for it. You set like SMART goals. So you set measurable things for it. Like, I want to lose 5 pounds instead of some weight. I want to run a 5K instead of I want to start running. Right? And then we take that 12-week goal and we back it up into, well, what do I need to do each of the 3 months in the next 12 weeks to have that goal? Well, if I want to lose 5 pounds, I need to lose about 1 to 2 pounds a month, right? Or 2 to 3 pounds a month. Right? Okay. So then each month, what do I need to do on a weekly basis? Well, then I want to be looking at right around 0.5 pound a week. Okay. So what do I need to do daily in order to have that happen? Well, my calories need to be here. I want to work out, let's say 3 days a week works for me. You don't need more than that, honestly. I'm going to do, these workouts. I want to try this workout series. And then that's your daily. Does that make sense?
No, that totally makes sense. But where I'm getting stuck is like, okay, am I making my project just about like fitness, being healthy? Or am I looking at like overall, health? So like, maybe I do want to read some books, maybe I want to pay my taxes.
Yes. Yeah. And these are all goals that you can put in there. Like Jet just paid off her car using the finances stuff she learned in Thrive. So that could be, if you have any kind of goal, remember where do we go through it? Gosh, I think it's in the integrity module. We go through things like, well, what are the different areas of your life? It could be relationships, it could be money, it could be fitness, it could be health, it could be mindset, it could be spirituality. You could have a goal for each one.
Okay, and that's where I was getting hung up, because I'm like, well, am I just supposed to focus on one thing? And I'm like, but then I want to do these.
Yeah.
It's not that I want to. It's like I need to do these other things because they're holding me back.
Yeah. You could do all of them.
Okay.
And then you just really look at, well, do I have time realistically in my are all of them a priority in this 12 weeks? Like in the habits and routines module in KCIT, we talk about priorities, right?
Okay.
Are all of these a priority right now? And if the answer is yes, great. Then we figure out how to fit them all in.
Got it.
Well, focusing on running a 5K right now is a little bit more of a priority than focusing on weight loss. So that's going to be my health goal right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, focusing on, getting my finances in order, which I know will take maybe a little bit of time to like do a personal audit of all my stuff, is a little bit more important than developing all of my friendships right now and going out with a friend each night to build relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So maybe this one takes priority over that one. Or you can ask, how can I fit all of them? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So yeah, you can 100% do it in all areas, or you can pick some areas. So that's why I was like, the answer is yes. So pick the ones that you're most fired up about right now and focus on those.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Who else? Any challenges or things this week?
I think my challenge was homework, but now I'm amped on homework again. I'm like,
okay.
I'm ready to finish project 2. Like,
yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
It's some good stuff. Project 3 gets deep. Get ready.
I'm going to go back and revisit financials because that's going to be one of my goals in the next one. But I want to finish out
Perfect. Awesome. Cool. Heather, what about you, Bo? I know you're killing life right now. Anything that you need support with?
I wouldn't say I'm killing life, but it's not bad. Not right this second. I think, my biggest thing is just getting through this week and getting through Friday. I'm on all liquids tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm on a prep tomorrow night, and then the procedure on Friday. So, it's just going to be, and I'm going to be working through all of it. So, luckily I have a light schedule at work. But yeah, it's just going to be getting through all that and then getting to the gym between 9 and probably, at 9 on Saturday morning, because they don't open until late and they're only open till 1, and I have a chiropractic appointment at noon. So
is there anything that you need to be doing to like give yourself some space or some gentleness or anything like that right now? Or you feel like you're doing that?
No, I've been doing that. That was my day yesterday. I just kind of took the day off yesterday. I've been pushing, 1,200 or 12,000, 13,000 steps every day since before this started. And I've been making it a point to just nail all my steps and really just put in the work. And yesterday I was just like, you know what? I'm just not feeling it today. My eating's a little off. I don't feel like walking. I just want to kind of have a nice quiet evening at home. And I was okay with that.
Good.
It took me a minute, and it almost carried over till this morning, and that was the issue. I was trying to work myself out of getting to the gym this morning. But I got up and I went, and I felt better about it. And
awesome. And that was a good check, right? Because there's that whole concept of like the rule of 2, right? Like give yourself that rest, skip your workout, skip your steps for the day. But like once you do it 2 days in a row, it's like creating momentum in the opposite direction. So it's like, it was like catching it, asking yourself, do I really honestly need the second day of rest? Because sometimes the answer is yes, and that's important to understand too. But good catch of like, okay, do I really need to sleep in today, or am I just starting to move momentum in the other direction? So that was good. Awesome.
Could have been disastrous, and I had to really, really work my goals back through my head, and
and just be like, well, what do I really want?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. I love it. Anybody need accountability this week? I mean, it sounds like you guys are rocking it. Is there anything that you guys need in terms of accountability from each other, or thumbs up if you're good? Thumb in the middle if you're not sure. Thumbs up. All thumbs up. I love thumbs up. Liz is like, hang on. Yeah.
So, food pushers, man.
Food pushers.
You know, I just want to tell them to fuck off.
Do it.
I can't.
How do you?
I have so many people that know that I'm on this healthy track, and they know that I've lost all this weight so far. Yet they're like, "Oh, Liz, try this. You know, one bite's not going to hurt." Well, it is going to hurt.
Yeah.
Because it could trigger me to backslide, and I don't want it.
Yeah.
And I politely decline, but it's just like, I can't tell you how many times I hear, "Oh, it's not going to hurt. One day's not going to make a difference." Well, you know what? If you say this and I do this day, and then somebody says this next day,
yeah,
it does. And I don't know, besides
that, like, have you said that? Like, no, thank you. If I eat a bite of this, it's going to turn into an all day thing.
I have, but then they're still like pushing.
Yeah. Have thoughts that they like. I know Mindy has dealt with a lot of these things. Heather, you look like you might have something too. What do you guys have? Do you guys have any ideas or suggestions or things that have worked for you?
But my thing is I just go back to my sobriety that, hey, you know what? This is who I am right now. This is what I'm doing. I appreciate the fact that you guys don't have to live this lifestyle, but for me, I do. And I'd really like you to respect that. And I'd like to spend time with you, but if you can't respect that, then I can't be here.
Okay.
And be willing to walk away.
Yeah.
And they're not respecting you if that's the case.
And it sounds like what you said that I really like is, thank you. Thank you for wanting to share that with me.
Yeah.
Like, I really appreciate it. But what I need right now for myself is to not have that. And how you can support me is by not offering me this stuff, because it actually makes my life harder having to say no all the time. So actually sharing with them how they can support you.
Okay. And I think that's where I've been missing out. And it's just like, you guys, you're like a broken record. I get you want me to taste this. Yeah. And technically, one bite's not going to kill me, but it could send me on the other path. Yep. And I remember, Mindy, you were talking about, when you're out with your friends, you just have the bottle of water.
Beer that turns into water?
Yeah, beer that turns into water.
Beer can full of water. I love it.
Yeah. You know what, though? Like, food is addicting to me. It always has been. It's been an addiction. Like, and not like food addiction, like I'm still hungry, but like I'm sad, food. I'm busy, I'm bored, I'm food. It's like I was just going through Christian's thing and the whole like disease where it's like dis-ease. Like, that's me. Like, I eat food to fix things. And so I also am a people pleaser, and I feel really bad when I have to say no to somebody, so that sometimes I just don't. But when they offer me food, I start just offering them my food. Oh, no, thanks. I appreciate it. You want some of mine? And I always have my food with me. Or I always have, I don't really eat bars anymore since we started this program. I just stopped because I realized how trashy they are for you. But like, I'll have like almonds or something in my purse. Like, oh, no, but would you like some? Or if I'm eating it, do you want some? So they know, like, I don't feel like I'm the only person saying no, because I guarantee you they're going to say no. And I'm like, would you like some salad? No. Yeah. But when I'm the only person saying no, that's when I feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be prepared with your snacks and your almonds and whatever. And it's like with me, if I go anywhere, I have my bubble water, So and now I have my snacks too.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that helpful, Liz?
Yeah. And I think what was really helpful was, the part about how you can support me, after saying no, thank you. Yeah. Because they don't get that, I get they're looking at the long term and one day's not, but it could. Right now, it could cause me to to backslide, and I don't want that.
Yeah. And if you get a lot of pushback, like, I mean, you really can get to the point where you can ask, like, hey, can I ask you an honest question? If I told you I was an alcoholic, would you offer me a beer?
Okay.
And no one would. Nobody would. Right? But they're not making the connection of like, listen, I am actually legitimately struggling with a relationship with food. And you do the same thing as being like, come on, man, just one drink.
Yeah.
You know, but they'll be able to get that like, oh, you know what I mean? It's a little more relatable to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I always off the bat, like when I was working in an office, whenever people brought in food, I would immediately go, all right, nobody let me eat that. If you catch me eating it, I'm doing 50 burpees. And then they would all have fun not letting me eat it. So I don't know if you have those people in your office that like get excited to like torture you with food, or at home.
No, they just want me to eat.
Yeah.
They want to share. They want to share their tasty treats.
And just get it's because they love you. It's not because they want to sabotage you. And you get to acknowledge that, like, thank you to share this with me. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah. And let us know this week how that goes.
All right.
How those conversations go.
Yeah, I'm going to practice that tomorrow for sure.
Yep. And it gets easier. The more you do it, the more you find those perfect words, the easier it gets.
Okay.
There's some people that I just have to tell them, like, you know what, I don't really eat sugar anymore because they don't get it. Like, it's not necessarily just the bread. Sugar's a fine line. It goes all the way across. And I choose what I want. Well, you eat the fruit. Sure, I'll eat natural sugars.
Yeah.
But I don't eat the baked goods. I just don't. I choose not to eat it because, to be honest, it's not the first thing I would eat. And if I am eating it, I know I'm bored.
Right.
Because I don't normally eat it.
I like to save up and eat it, right? Like that's not worth it to me to eat it now because once a month I want to eat 4 cupcakes and they're going to be the freaking bomb ones that I choose. I don't want it to be like something where I'm like, man, I really wish I hadn't eaten that.
Your homemade dry box cupcake. It's not going to work for me today. I'm going to try it later.
No, it's not going to. No, thanks. I'm saving those calories for something better.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Cool. All right, you guys, this is 504 or something 04, wherever you are in the world. Have a super awesome week this week. Just a heads up. So we are launching a
core challenge.
Yes, please.
And we're going to do it in the Crash Course community page so that if you guys have people that you want to invite, you're more than welcome to invite them because it's in the free page. So I will be making a sign up link for that where basically you'll pop in your email address and it will basically give you the PDF that we're going to use, and then you just screenshot it and save it to your phone. And then it'll have the link for the community page if you're not in there. So I'll give you that website so that way if you want to pass it on to people, you can pass it on to them too, because there's been a whole bunch of people that have been wanting to do it. Because it's not going to be just about core. It's going to be about consistency, like the exercise of doing something every day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're building not just our abs, but we're building our foundational muscles of doing things on a daily basis. So it'll be good.
Hey, did you hire, is it still just you and Sin, or is there another person?
Oh, yes,
I saw another name tag on some admin thing, and I was like,
who's that? Yes, so we did just do a new hire. Her name is Bree. She's amazing. Okay. I've actually known her for about 8 years. She's an old client of mine. And she's coming on to help us with marketing. She's coming on to help us with new client interviews and things like that. So she's done a lot of my programs in the past. So she's actually going to be running herself through KCIT. So you may see her on group calls and stuff like that. Cause I want to get her like through all the goodness and stuff. But yeah, we're super excited to have her. And then what that does is that really expands us to open up a little bit more membership because we've been capping it every month because we just don't have the manpower. And I'm just so committed that you guys get what you came for that I'm not going to overfill the program. But now that she's coming in, that's going to let us potentially open it up to have, let in a couple more people every month, which builds our community, which makes our Facebook group on fire. It makes our group calls on fire, and it just makes the world better. So I'm super excited about that. So I'll have her introduce herself at some point in the next week or so on the Facebook. Awesome. Cool. All right, my friends. Sounds good. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys next week.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks.
Yeah.